All right, without further ado, Justin De Leon at Apollonia's Pizza in Los Angeles. Are you ready?
Been ready, born ready.
Been ready, born ready. All right, let me spotlight you on the video.
I'll be on standby, guys.
Sir, yes, sir. Thank you. Justin, what's going on over there?
Not much. Just see if I get a little more wide angle on this.
Nice shot. Nice. You know what would be nice? Turn it towards you a little bit. I don't need to see your dining room right now. That's pretty nice. So tell me what we're expecting. What are you putting together for us?
I figured today I'm a mess. Sorry, guys. Today I'm in my playground. I'm in my element. So what better thing for me to do than do what I love? I'm gonna make some square pies. I want to make my favorite pie, and who knows? Let's just see what happens. That's the way we've been living day to day, right? Whatever happens, kind of. Whoops. Pretty much whatever happens. Let's just make some pies, see what happens. We'll people have some questions. If you know me already, you know how far I'll go. Might give you a little bit more today, feel a little generous. Every day is a different day. We just got to be grateful that we're here and able to share what we love with each other, man. That's all that matters to me. So I'm gonna throw in some square pies. I'm gonna finish them off. I'm gonna do a round pie, which, you know, everyone just knows me for my my squares. I'm gonna do my round pie with sauce on top. I guess that's kind of like what everyone's been talking about lately. I guess I'll just start from square one with my dough. My dough is generally around 75–78% hydration, depending on what my starter feels like, depending on how hot it is in the kitchen. What I've been doing lately is I love a really hot kitchen. I don't have a proofer, so my kitchen is my proofer. What I've done is I turned off my hoods, I close my doors, and I kind of turn my place into a sweat box for about 2 hours. And when my employees get here at 11, they're like, what the hell is going on in here? Why is it so hot? And to me, it's like, hey, my dough loves the heat, so I let it rise. Sometimes my auto lease is sitting at the same time, so the temperature's coming up, and I'm kind of juggling a lot of things at once. I'm making dough, I'm making pies, I'm cutting dough 12 hours later. So to me, it's like, you know, it's pizza's my life right now, and I'm just grateful that our doors are open. My employees are willing to work. When they tell me like, hey, let's close the doors, I support them 100%, and we're giving it all we can, because all of us here, my drivers, my servers, we're doing what we love. One of my servers left a very professional gig to come work in pizza, because in his life, that's what he wants to do. It wasn't about the money. It's more about, I want to make pizza. This is what I want to do. I want to do it with you. I want to grow together. So it's nice knowing that here in my shop, everyone in my team, we're here, we're fighting, and we're down. So I'm going to stretch out a pie right now. Everyone's always asking, are my squares different than my rounds? All my dough is the same. It comes out the mixer, depending when I need it. Sometimes I'm closed Tuesday, Wednesday, right now. I'm sorry, Monday, Tuesdays. So when I come in Wednesdays, that dough I make on Sunday has to come out the same way if I'm making dough Friday for Saturday. So there's a lot of juggling, a lot of variables. But one thing that I am doing is the same dough I'm doing for pizza, I'm doing for squares when it's coming out of the mixer. Now, I treat it two different ways from there. With my squares, I know that, you know, I want a lot more air. My pizzas, I want not as much air, but one goes in the fridge and one doesn't. So I'm gonna do the 20-inch pizza with sauce on top, and we'll throw in some squares. Aaron, you wanna drop those 2 squares for me? Thanks.
Justin, can you tell us how much one of your dough balls weighs?
I know everyone's talking about grams and versus ounces and pounds. for me, it's like everything's always the same. So, I mean, even Angelo was saying, don't use that bucket. To me, I use the bucket. It works for me. It's got a line. I fill it up, approximately 16 quarts.
Up.
See.
Where'd that guy go? He's coming back.
Hold
He's
on.
coming back. See what happens? He uses a line and a bucket full of quarts.
There you go. There you go. I love how
Cursed by the pizza gods.
everything is, but like
It wasn't me. It was
some people are like, do it this way, but I'm
hold
loving
on,
it.
Justin. No. Justin, we can't hear you. Justin De Leon, we cannot hear you. Hit your audio button. Justin, you've muted yourself. It wasn't me. Justin. All right, well,
maybe
do we have a soundtrack we can use until Justin realizes that nobody can see him or hear him?
Vicky, can we get on there maybe and make sure that he can see? This is perfect.
I think he's on mobile, so he's not able to see.
Oh man,
he's not able to see.
Yeah, so maybe he's having a single screen of his.
Do you have his phone number? No.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him. Let me know if you see him and pick up his phone.
Yeah. So I just want to say just something to all the participants out there. Like it's so interesting to hear us talk about like some people like Angelo's like I measure stuff out volume, weigh it out in grams, and Justin's like, well, I just use I use the bucket. So
Hello?
Once again, hey, are you back, buddy?
Yeah, did I disappear? I don't know what's going on over here.
It's not that you disappeared. It's just that you were talking. You look great, dude, but we couldn't hear you. So just take it back a few steps and reset, and I'm going to bounce off. Thank you.
Are we good? Are we good right now?
I can hear you, and I can see you. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Justin.
All right, cool.
Brother. Hopping off.
Last we checked in, you had a bucket and some quarts. Let's take it back to that.
Damn. Okay. So, one thing I'm doing is I do the same thing every day. I'm throwing a bag of flour in, water, auto lease. It's always the same over again. It's the same drill day and night. So nothing ever changes. So for me, it's like I know I've already weighed that water out once, twice, 10 times. It hasn't changed. So it's like I got that line on that bucket and I throw it in. And at the same time, while I'm doing my auto lease, I'm also, turning my oven into a proofer, turning off my hoods, closing my doors, and I'm shuffling the heat with my auto lease and also with my dough rising so that I can push it out and fill my trays without having any shrinkage and a lot of air in my squares at the same time. My round pies and the square pies are the same dough once they come out of the mixer, but after that, one goes into the fridge and the squares stay out and rise for about a day, sometimes preferably 2 if I have the time and the space.
Sounds good. Hey, the question I had was though, how many ounces is your dough ball for your 20-inch round pie?
20-inch, I'm about 1.5 pounds.
Pound and a half. Got it.
Yeah. It's a lot easier for me to just do the 1.5 pounds versus the grams. On the square pie, I'm about 540, 545 on the square. It's funny that, asking me what the weight is. I recently took a class up north with Chris and Petaluma. And, I always say I'm not a baker. I just make pizza. And I think if he was giving out grades, I probably would have failed that class. But I still feel like I left with the information I need to succeed here in the shop. So, we do what we do. We do our own method, and whatever works. And I don't think we need to justify anything to anyone. I'm happy with what I do. If you love it, I'm more than happy to share it with you. If you want to get technical about it, then get technical about it. So on this pizza right here, this pizza is called the Il Justino. A lot of my pizzas and my menus are about stories, stories of my life, stories of my travels. So I spent a lot of time in Mexico. I've met a lot of people, a lot of artists, a lot of performers. And one thing I always do is try to create a pizza that tells a story where someone says, oh, like, people walk in, oh, Apollonia, who's that? Like, they want to see someone where I can point to the old lady in the back corner. But Apollonia is my daughter. So everything about my place has a story. We got a jukebox in here, and I was raised in a house with a jukebox. And for years, people would say, you should have your father's jukebox in the shop. But it was so sacred, they're like, you better not let anybody touch that jukebox if you bring it into the shop. So I decided to buy my own jukebox and, play my own music, create my own environment, and do something to me that, when I come to the shop every day, I don't say, oh, damn, I got to go to work. To me, it's like, I go to sleep at night, and it's like, shit. Whoops, sorry about that, no. I can't wait to start another batch. I can't wait to do better than I did the day before, because to me, it's like always, you're chasing something that we'll probably never achieve, which is fine, but there's no harm in playing the game.
Yeah, I love that.
And making it a little bit better than you did. There was about a month ago, I was like making some tweaks to my dough, and every day it was getting worse and worse and worse. And I didn't give up. I was like, I'm chasing, where I finally fell over the cliff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I made a mess of this. But to me, it's like, I know what it's like to take that wrong path. I learned a lesson. Let me back up a couple of steps and start again. And, a lot of people are like, oh, hey, give me the answer. Let me have the answer. It's like, take the journey. It's not, the payoff isn't in the answer. The payoff is in the journey.
Absolutely.
And, I've been here 8 years, and to this day, I know there's 1,000 more payoffs tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to deny, like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try. And if I fail, I'm going to try twice as hard tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do something I can call my own.
I love it.
And
Your
a lot of
philosophy
people,
is awesome.
Well, thank you. And, to me, it's like when I go home and see my daughter and my wife, for an hour or 2 hours a day, they know I was outside doing something the best I could to take home for our livelihood and saying, hey, this is who we are as a family.
Absolutely.
So
thank you for that. That's important.
Thank you. But I mean, I think in yesterday's conversation, people were like, what's the cheese? What's the cheese? What's the cheese? I tell you what, buy 30 cheeses. Let me know what the cheese is. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Let me know what the cheese is.
Yeah.
Because people out there working so hard, you want to know what the cheese is? Do me a favor. Work twice as hard. Give me that answer.
Yeah.
So, I think me and Noel had a conversation once where it's like, yeah, I'll give you a recipe, but I'm not going to give you my recipe. Give me your recipe. Let me know where you're at.
Yeah. Well, Justin, I was channeling your energy this morning because I was sharing some of my files online. I showed a recipe for a sourdough, and I also showed a chart that I found on pizzamaking.com, more than 10 years ago by T.X. Craig. And somebody's like, "Can you give me the URL?" And I said, "No." And I was channeling you because here's the thing. Going through T.X. Craig's feed, I don't know if you've ever done it. This guy is like deep, and he's not even a pro. He just cooks from home. His pies are stellar. Going through his feed for an hour or two, trying to find this silly little JPEG with the answer to the universe on it, is maybe more important than actually finding this JPEG with the answer to the universe, because you might stumble upon answers to the questions that you've also been looking for a long time, right?
Exactly. You want to know what the answers are? The answers are out there. I've taken Noel's class. I went to Petaluma and took that class. I've taken Lucio's class. I've taken every class that I can get my hands a hold of because I want all the information that's available to me. I never said, hey, Noel, give me the answer. Hey, Chris, give me the answer. I could have asked for it, but that's one thing I'll never do is ask for the answer. I'll chase it. I'll look for it. I'll go on YouTube. I'll go everywhere. I'll read any book, Chris Bianco's book, Tony Geminani's, Jelena. I'll read all the books I can. And sometimes it's just like, it just proves to me I don't know what I'm looking at. But you want to know what? I'm going to chase for all that information because I want to put it all together and then call it mine. But I'm going to drop some pizzas right now. I know you guys can't see. This is the 20-inch right here. Sauce on top. It's got shredded mozzarella, fresh mozzarella, oregano, garlic. Of course, the best Iso pepperoni. We're going to bring it out. Yeah. And bring it out. It's a cup and char, the Supremo. We like a little more char than the Gil Antonio. And then we're going to finish off. We just bought a part-baked square, which I'm holding a hot-ass fucking tray with my hand because I have no more feelings in my hands. So this just came out of the oven.
You're the man, Justin. You're the man.
And then I wonder why my fingers tingle at night. Let's see. Let me drop these two
Unless it
pizzas.
wakes you up, you're good.
It keeps me awake. Let's put it that way. Let's see.
Beautiful pie. Beautiful pie, everyone. Hey, Justin, we can't see all the way back there. When you come back, can you tell us what kind of ovens you got back there?
Sure.
Some of my favorite ovens in the world.
Will do. You got
Yeah.
the other one on the bottom?
Guys, if you want to know the secret to the universe, get yourself a decent oven.
Well, the funny thing about that is, when I first opened up, I had the fucking, I had the...
No, we're going to edit all this out.
All right.
People who paid $5 are paying for the cursing. Everybody who gets it for free next week, they don't get any of the good stuff.
I paid, when I opened up, I was like, okay, I'm going to buy some ovens. I don't know how to check them. I don't know what I'm looking at. There were some broken Blodgett ovens. All the stones were cracked. All the burners were cracked. And when we opened up, my middle of the oven must have been like at 700 degrees. The sides were like at 550. And at the time, we were doing like 200 pizzas for lunch for Netflix. And it was just like, let's cook the pizzas to the side. And then once it comes down like, 100 degrees, we'll start cooking in the middle. And it was like the biggest joke of making pizzas. And what I tried to do was sell them off to another, people that buy equipment. The guy bought the ovens for $500, and then he realized he got ripped off. I thought I got ripped off for selling for $500. He later came back. He's like, hey man, your ovens are worthless. The bottom of those ovens are all rusted out. The burners suck. Your stones suck. And I felt bad, because I was never out to rip anyone off. But at the same time, it felt good to you guys rip everyone off for so long, at least I got my $500 versus the $5,000 I paid. So
there you go.
Those are the Blodgetts we got right there. The cool thing about having all these ovens is I'll do my par bakes in in the morning I'll do par bakes in all 4 ovens. And as time goes on, I'm able to do a lot more par bakes. I love my ovens. I got nothing bad to say.
Can we see the ovens? Can you show us the faceplate, and maybe can we look into one just to see? Maybe some people have never seen what the inside of a professional oven. So those are Montague ovens, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Actually, so we got a square coming out right now.
Beautiful. And you're cooking the square pies on top of a screen?
Yeah.
On top of 2 screens, right? How come?
Just they burn.
Yeah.
Justin,
take note. 2 screens on the 2 screens. So that's beautiful. Justin wants to know how hot your ovens are.
We're at my squares are at 550. My pies are at 6.
Got it.
Let's see.
Beautiful. Who's turning those ovens those pizzas so expertly?
That's Aaron.
Good job, Aaron.
You ask anyone that's been in my shop, no one's got anything bad to say about this guy. And if they do, I don't want him back.
Fair enough. All right, so
I'll
hold
take
on. You had Blodgett when you inherited the place, and then you got these 4 Montague ovens, right?
the guy I met pretty much gave them to me. He was like, just take these ovens,
Are you
pay me
kidding?
later. Pay
Are
me
you
later,
kidding?
just take them.
You are
Yeah.
so lucky. That's my favorite domestic oven, period.
And the worst part about it is like, I didn't even know this guy. He was like, just take them. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll take them. And I never thought,
You got
I never thought I'd use them, but you know, here we are. I'm using all of them for, you know, the squares. And I mean, things happen for a reason. The guy trusted me because I guess he knew I loved what I do, and they ended up working out for us. So it's awesome.
amazing, amazing gift from the universe, right?
Yeah, I mean, God, it's amazing. It's amazing how generous people know. You know, I had my great grandmother used to own some property, and one thing she'd always do was rent to young people, like the worst people she should rent to. Like she always rented to young people. The apartment was always like smelling like weed. People were always like trashing it, but to her, she was like, you always got to give the young people an opportunity, a chance. And not many people think like that, but that's how she lived her life. Like, I got to give these young guys a chance. So someone gave me a chance. I appreciate it. And, you know, it happens for a reason. Another minute and a half right here. So let's see where we're at.
Looking good, Justin.
All right, let's see. You got a square just came out.
Wow. What's that one?
This is the white one we sell. It's got the grape tomatoes. One thing at our shop, everything we use is all our produce is fresh, organic. Never ever do we substitute for something that isn't organic. I'm gonna put some ricotta, some arugula. Sometimes I'll do a truffle oil, but today we're gonna do the Urbani pesto truffle. So
Beautiful.
it's in tribute to my brother Angelo, who unfortunately we couldn't hook up today. But I know Angelo does a lot of work for Urbani, and I figured what better thing to do than put some fancy drizzle on my white pie for Angelo today.
Awesome. We got a couple of questions coming in. People want to know
Sure.
what size pans you use.
These are 10 by 14. I'm gonna be straight up. I don't endorse anyone. So if people want to say what kind of pans I'm using, the way I found out, buy 5 pans, find out what works for you in your oven. You know, you saw me with 2 screens.
Yeah.
There's some pizzas that I do use. I mean, some pans that I do use that I don't need screens. So it's like the best thing to do is, you know, find out what's working for you, for your oven.
Yeah.
When I take my pans home, they don't work in my home oven. I got a Baker's Pride at my house, which I shouldn't, but I do. But like these pans just don't work in my oven at home. They work here. At home, I use a different pan. So you just got to find out what's working for you, and like I always say, you just got to make it happen. What are your options? Make it happen.
Yeah.
All right. So let me get another 40 seconds on this. All right.
So you're selling. You know what I'm curious about. I mean, I think your round pies are really reasonably priced. But what are the prices on your square pies? Because I feel like no matter how much you charge, you're still going to sell out every day. How much? What's the range of prices on your slices?
On my squares, my cheese is 30. I'm sorry, my cheese is 6, pepperoni 7. You want to add burrata and honey? It's another $2. Mike's Hot Honey. Everyone loves it. If you want to do the white, it's 8 a slice. Whole pies, we're looking at 32 for cheese.
Yeah.
36 for pepperoni, and 40 for the white pie.
Amazing. Now, here's a question for you. Obviously, nobody can dispute the price after they've eaten your pizza, but do you ever get people who are a little skeptical looking at a $7 slice of pepperoni?
If they do it, I'll just tell them straight up, like you're in the wrong place. Like you got to go down the street and get a slice somewhere else.
I love that.
I don't need to convince anyone, you know, to justify what I'm doing. What I'm giving you is my heart. If I got to justify my passion to you, you're in the wrong spot.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's a life lesson right there. Not just about
Yeah.
pizza, right?
No. I mean, it's like if you have to justify your passion to someone, they're not on your team.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be on the other side of the counter when you're standing on this side of the counter.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, let me get another minute and a half on this one.
Justin, I'm gonna tell you something that I've learned. Passion. You know what's funny about passion is that when I deal with a lot of Italians in my business, and my wife and I always laugh because they always say, from Antimo Caputo on down the pizza food chain, thank you for your passion. And we laugh about it because people always thank you for your time and attention in the United States, but in Italy they thank you for your passion. So you should think about opening up one of these slice shops in Italy sometime after things cool off. They're gonna love you.
You want to know what's
love you for
interesting?
your passion.
In these times right now, I mean, like I said, we're super grateful. It's like we're not doing busier than before, but we're not doing much less than before. So it's like, you want to, not much has changed. We're here. We're rocking it as much as we can. You know, we're being smart about smart and tactical. I read something today about Justin in Phoenix that someone was giving him static about closing his doors early. You want to know what? Right now, at this time, we got to do what we got to do to survive. If that means closing 15 minutes early, 30 minutes early, or an hour early, hey, we got to do what we got to do. I don't need to justify to you why I got to close my door early to make sure my daughter is going to be healthy tomorrow, have food on, on her table. To me, it's like, either get with it or bail. I don't need you. And I'm glad I saw a lot of people behind his post this morning. Because when it comes down to it, it's like right now we're all in survival mode, and we don't need to justify anything to anyone why we're making our moves that we're doing. And to me, it's like, I'm doing what I'm doing to survive for my family. And if you want to be a part of it, beautiful. If you don't, I mean, good luck. So.
Absolutely. I've got a couple of questions coming in. You have time for a few?
Sure, of course. I'm not going anywhere.
So a lot of people haven't had your slices before, but they're epic. Can you describe, like, how many different square pies you do a day, and can you just tell everybody what the toppings are and how you chose them?
Sure. To me, it's I've seen a lot of square pies that are like, oh, let me get the hamburger pizza or the pastrami pizza. It's like, that's not me. That's not who I am. I try to be somewhat of a traditionalist, but I mean, someone can easily say that I'm not, and I get it, but it's like, I try. My squares are a cheese or a pepperoni or a white, which is ricotta, truffle, and arugula. I did a guanciale. I want to do that today, but the way things are right now, my vendor just doesn't have it. And I called several people like, hey, you don't buy some guanciale right now? No one had an answer for me, which is fine. It's like, I get it. We're all doing what we got to do to survive. We're all minimizing our menus and our items available because no one wants to have too much product on the shelves that's not going to sell. Recently, I came across Olympic Provisions. They had an amazing pork loin, which I wanted to get, but also my vendor didn't have that as well. So I do several pizzas. We do a rosemary, onion, and either pork loin or the guanciale. And we do the whites, the cheese, the pepperoni with Mike's Hot Honey. And to me, it's like, I don't want to turn it into too many items where I got to stock more than I need. My squares are pretty much a fixed menu. There's no additions. There's no substitutions. It is what it is. If you want something different, then order around. I'm very tight, locked into what I'm doing with the squares. I don't budge because I have a vision for what they are. And last thing I need is for someone to say, oh, that pizza was too dry, or it was, there wasn't enough salt. To me, it's like, I do what I want. It's my expression. And if you can't appreciate it, then good luck finding someone else in LA that's going to give you that, because I have a vision with these, and there's very limited leeway in what I'll do to sacrifice for them.
Love it.
All right. So, Eric, can I get the tray, please?
Hey, Justin, anytime you want to jump in and feed us some more questions from the gallery, that would be great.
So, Aaron, you want to hold this like this for me?
I'm muted here. Justin, once again,
Yes.
name bro. I love what you're doing. We have got a Sharon's asking, how do you find and are able to achieve a par bake versus baking all your ingredients at the same time? And he says, P.S. You're awesome, and he hopes you're doing well. But just the difference between what you might get from the par bake from baking it all at the same time, he was wondering about.
One thing I definitely want is I want my pizzas char and toasty. With putting everything on one time, like these cup and char pepperonis, 12-minute bake time, they're done. Like they're not gonna make it. So we on the squares, that is. So we everything has a time, cooking time, and on those squares, those pepperonis, like they have to be 12 minutes. I mean, they have to be 6 minutes. 12 minutes, they're black. The first time that they were, I used to use the Gio Antonio, and my vendor switched it on me, and I had all the guys from San Francisco took those class. They came over to visit me, and I put on all my pepperoni, and I didn't know there was a switch on the pepperonis. They came out, and everything was black, like beyond charred, black. And I was like, what the heck happened? I had no idea. And I was like super embarrassed because everyone was there just watching. And I'm thinking, I hope no one notices that these are all burnt.
Let me jump in real quick. We have a star sighting. We have a star sighting on the internet. Daniele Uditi from Pizzana, welcome. We've been waiting for you for 2 days. You're 2 days late, but we don't care. We love you.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really bummed that I couldn't.
Don't be sorry. We are so happy to have
Hello,
you. This
Justin.
is family day.
What's up, bro?
Family day.
By the way, Justin makes one of my favorite pizza in all Los Angeles.
That's amazing, right?
Crazy. It's crazy. His pies are unbelievable.
Don't you feel so privileged to be sitting here in front of your computer just watching Justin cook for us and answer our questions?
I'm really freaking out right now because I want some pizza. I'm actually at home trying to develop a recipe for people to make at home, but I want to do it right because there's too much.
You should have been here the last 2.5 days. That's all we've been doing is sitting watching people make pizza, talking about pizza. Amazing.
I know. Well, I'm using my crappy apartment oven to make pizza. Wait, I'm going to show you something. Wait.
Show us something. Sorry, Justin. Go ahead. Daniele is on his way back. We've been waiting for him for 2 days, so I just wanted to give him a shout out.
He said he wasn't feeling too well. He sounds pretty good to me today.
I know, right?
Today, really good. My voice is almost totally back, but there you go.
Oh, nice. Wait a minute. That's not a wood-fired pizza. What are you doing?
No, that's an apartment pizza.
An apartment pizza? Wait a minute. Is that a new style of pizza? Is that like a Detroit style? Apartment pizza. Is that a name that comes from Italy?
I call it the Giorno style for me.
Giorno style.
But I'm trying to have like this rice crust in a really crappy apartment oven, and it's not bad. I like the crunch.
Looks good. It's got those nice fermentation bubbles on it. It's not that different from Nancy Silverton's. No offense, Nancy. We love you.
Well, then this is a huge compliment then.
It is a huge compliment.
I made this in an apartment, so love it.
You know what's cool about apartment pizza is that if you only have to make a couple of pizzas, you can make some pretty good ones. If you had to make 600 of those in your apartment, good luck.
Oh no, forget about it. This is for people to have fun at home if they want to make a pizza. I always say this to people, like making 1 or 2 pizza at home, to me, it's not that hard. It's actually pretty easy. But if you have to make 300 or 400 pizza in a day with the same quality, then you come to us. So that's what we do. That's what we've been trained for.
Good.
So.
Hey, Daniele, just so you understand the format, usually I explain this before we get started, but since you've been so busy and didn't have a chance for me to train you on Zoom, the pizza party starts in 11 minutes. So let's chill out for 11 minutes, and then starting at 2, what is it going to be? It's going to be 2:55. Then we have a pizza happy hour. Bring out your wine.
Justin?
You can keep watching Justin, but we're gonna keep our crosstalk down because Justin's got a lot to do in the next 11 minutes. All right.
Amazing.
Good.
I'll see you later, guys.
Now, don't go anywhere. Stay right there, all right?
No,
Justin,
I'm
keep it
here.
up.
I want to watch Justin.
Please watch. We'll be live till 5 o'clock, maybe later, all right?
Awesome.
All right, you guys ready?
We're ready.
Beautiful. Just pull this out right now. We have, let's see.
Wow. That is epic.
Another lucky day for me.
Oh my God. Look at you. That's what, man. That is unbelievable.
Whoops.
I like how you say another lucky day. Do you ever have unlucky days?
I do.
What happens on an unlucky day? All that stuff burns?
I still sell them. No one knows.
Wow, that is amazing. So here's a question. I'm not going to ask you how you do it,
Sure.
but how long did it take for you to get to the point where you were like, wow, this is really something?
I would say about 2 months.
Yeah.
And everyone knows, I mean, last year at the Pizza Expo, to me, I've never said I wanted to cry, but I almost cried last year at the Pizza Expo because after all the hard work and everything, it just didn't work in my favor.
Yeah.
But in the end, everything came through, and I was like very satisfied with what happened. So, all right. So he's got several pizzas coming out right now. So this is a white pizza. We do a ricotta, truffle, and arugula. I know everyone uses something different. This pizza is mostly bread. So to me, I use a bread knife when I cut my pies. Gives me a nice sharp cut. It's been cool for probably a few minutes, so I can probably see the way the crumb is. So if you look at this, it's another lucky day. You know, not a spring. You there, Noel?
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I'm helping. I'm giving Angelo Womack a little tech support. He's like my grandmother.
So to
That's
me, it's
amazing.
like another lucky day. I've had a lot of unlucky days, which might be tonight, but for the most part, it's like, you know, I get up early, I work hard, my wife gets pissed off at me, and, you know, I can say honestly, I'm doing what I love, and I love what I do. So if everyone wants, you know, if you want that payoff, it doesn't come easy. You got to work for it, and you gotta bust your ass, because what we're doing today, there's 100 other guys doing the same thing, you know. And I'm a guy from LA. LA pizza sucks is what I've heard I've been here 8 years. I've heard that for 7 years. All of a sudden, I have 1,000 friends who are like, oh yeah, LA pizza, LA pizza, LA pizza. You want to know what? Hard work is what gets us what we want.
Absolutely.
There's no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts. It is what it is, and we got to do what we got to do to make us happy. So on this pie right here, I'm going to put some ricotta. And if you've been to my shop, you know I'm pretty generous with the ricotta. And I'll get you guys a little close-up of the pie. That's that Urbani truffle pesto. You know, a lot of people ask me, you know, do you pull your own malts? Do you make your own pesto? Do you do this? I'm pretty much on the prep side a one-man show. So I try to find the best I can without having to do it myself, because in 24 hours of a day, my family needs at least 10. So I can't do it. I can't do it all myself.
People are asking how long you let the pizzas sit before you cut them.
It depends. If it's my slice pies, they can sit all day. It's easier to cut. If someone's waiting a minute or two, because, you know, it's melted cheese. So you're cutting melted cheese, it's going to just pop open. So With something
Wow,
like this.
that's beautiful. Yeah.
Whoops, let's see where we are. So that's the white with ricotta, truffle pesto, and arugula.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. What do you mean truffle pesto? Pesto is one thing and truffles are another. You make a pesto with truffles? Does it have nuts or seeds?
No, it's Urbani makes it.
Ah.
Justin, that pizza is so goddamn beautiful, man. Fucking A.
Who's that?
That's Angelo.
Angelo.
We're trying to get him back on with video. What's up, Angelo?
No,
Hey,
I'm
what's
here.
up,
I
man?
just wanted to, I don't want to take over. Just you're the best at it, man. You're the best at the crowns. You are.
Oh,
The king
thank
of
you,
the
brother. I
crowns.
appreciate it. Angelo, what's up with that pink eye?
Do I have pink eye?
I heard you had word of the street was you had pink eye.
That's red eye.
Red eye. He's been
That's only with Cristiano, man. Okay.
That's right. He knows what I'm talking about. Okay, little basilis. This next one is a kitchen favorite. It's the pepperoni we made earlier with the fresh mozzarella, the shredded mozzarella, garlic, oregano. Somewhat of a traditional pie. To me, I personally love the fresh oregano. I mean, I don't know about anyone else, but like when I smell it myself, I'm like a dog at a treat. I start salivating. So.
Wait, are you talking about that dried oregano right there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I think, is that the Italian dried oregano as opposed to the fresh stuff you buy at the farmer's market? It's confusing to me. I'm not from Italy. I'm from the Valley, so yeah. I'm pretty sure that's dried
Sicilian oregano. That's what I get.
Sicilian oregano. Sicilian dried oregano, correct.
But I think it says made in Mexico, so I don't know.
Oh, Sicilian style. I love that. It's like New York style. It's dangerous. Dangerous.
Yeah. So, little pecorino.
Beautiful.
And then this is another one of our house pies.
That looks great. I love your round pies, man.
My God, that's good.
So, we got that. And, little crust on the side.
That's so beautiful.
Let's see.
Justin, do you ever eat pizza on camera or you just make it?
Want to know what? Past couple days, my slice to go to is cheese, burrata, basil leaves, and hot oil. That's my.
I love it. It's so nice.
I think the vegetable that's been in my diet recently has been basil leaf. Nothing else. It's terrible. I mean, I can't even think of when last time I had a vegetable besides basil.
We're all on the same diet, Justin.
Yeah.
Actually, the Santa Monica farmers markets are still open. It's incredible.
Wow.
You can't shut them down. City of Santa Monica won't do it.
It's crazy.
Won't do it.
So here's the pepperoni. Pepperoni square.
Wow, look at that thing. You know what, Justin? I'm going to be honest with you. Every time you post a picture, I'm like, that Justin, he's a photographer. And he's photoshopping this stuff. And now I see it. It's incredible. Incredible.
One of the joking on me. I mean, I know what I'm seeing. But, one thing I want to give some props to the underdogs out there.
Thank you. Who is that?
I don't know, but I know they're out there. I see a lot of people like coming out strong with their cheese crowns, and I just want to say, like, don't stop, put up the fight. A lot of people are like, I'm like, oh shit, that person's like killing it, or they're getting close. You know, we all have our ups and downs with, good days, bad days. There's days where I look at my crumb, I'm like, oh my God, like I think no one said you made your best pizza at one time and you didn't have the notes for it. And I think the same applies to everyone. Like, we've had our good days and our bad days, and our good days, we're always trying to replicate them. And we're like, I don't know what I did yesterday, but it was on point, but today it's not. And I started the whole note game, but I think I like chasing my tail. So I don't keep notes. I just pretty much do the same thing over and over, but I know there are a lot of variables, especially with, like, I'm mixing dough, I'm trying to fold dough, and at the end of the night, I should be cutting at 9 o'clock and it's 11:30. And it's like, oh man, I went 2 hours too long. But at the same, it's like, I know a lot of people are out there doing their own thing, and a lot of cheese crowns are starting to get pretty insane these days. And I just want to give those people props in sense of like, trying to make themselves better, because it's like that's all we want for each other is like to be the best.
Awesome. Sounds good to me. So we're just a few minutes away, if at the most, from our pizza party. Are there any parting words you want to leave us with, Justin? I mean, stick around for the next 2 hours. We want to have you, but this is technically the end of your demo.
I've been here for 3 days. I'm going to get kicked out. Get kicked out of the club.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
No, I mean, to me, I told you before. No, my whole thing is like I go to Pizza Expo every year to get better. And I always try to come back with one thing. And I would say this year, my one thing I'm going to sign off with is being a little bit more responsible to myself. Maybe being a little more mature. And, I've always done it just on the wing. Like I said, I've got a bucket. It's got a line. It says 16 quarts. I fill it up. It is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. But I think in the end, it's like, it's time to look through the crosshairs and really focus on like being a little bit better in the next year for myself rather than chasing my tail. So, I mean, we're all in different stages. Some of us are stubborn. I've been stubborn for so long. But in the end, it's like, we do what we want to do to make ourselves satisfied. And every day, every year, we try to just step up our game and be better, in ourselves and our pizzerias, to the pizzas that people take home and put on their tables. And we're a part of their family and a part of their bodies. To me, it's just like that whole experience makes me grateful to be that person that people want to trust to be part of their lives and their family.
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you so much, Justin De Leon from Apollonia's Pizza in Los Angeles. Stick around, lots more coming. Pizza Party starts now.